Hi everyone, welcome to News Dabs for the week of August 13th. I'm Jimmy Young reporting for the Pro Cannabis Media Group and ProCannabisMedia.com. For the second week in a row, we start with Curaleaf. The largest cannabis company in the country is located right here in Massachusetts. Curaleaf agreed to pay a record $250,000 fine to the Cannabis Control Commission last week. Why? Well, it seems they didn't inform the state commission that they had changed their ownership group from a nonprofit to a for-profit company in order to merge with a Canadian company, giving them access to the Canadian Stock Exchange. Of course, it's tough to inform a group without a form or a process to do it. The commission was still working on that during their merger talks. Now, this is a typical ask for permission to merge, but beg for forgiveness and pay a hefty fine after your deal goes through. According to Commission legal counselor Paul Payer, Curaleaf made the error due to a good faith but mistaken determination that because the process was still under development, the company just went ahead with their merger. A busy and fruitful week for the Massachusetts Cannabis Commission. The Commission also fined M3 Ventures, the parent company that operates the Triple M dispensaries in Plymouth and Mashpee. They fined them $50,000. It seems that M3 lied to the Commission about using approved pesticides for their crop. Now that's a big no-no in the new world of regulated cannabis growth. Speaking of growth, it's not all about growing cannabis. It can also be about investment opportunities. This past Wednesday, the Alba restaurant in Quincy, about 100 people in the cannabis community converged to hear about the Cannapreneur Group. Now, this is a group of investors raising $150 million in a fund to help small companies get launched. Michael Scott and Michael Collette are the principals who come from the wealth management space. Both want to build this fund in order to make capital available to those companies out there who are trying to make a difference.
So what our goal is to scour the world for the top 1% cannabis entrepreneurs to provide them strategy, leadership, and capital to help elevate their business.
It's a real medicine. It's really helping people. It's changing lives. And I've seen it firsthand with my own family members, the impact cannabis can make.
Checking the Mass State Cannabis Sales Tote Board, it was another record-breaking week. Adult use recreational cannabis sales went over $10 million for the week for the first time. On August 3rd alone, over $1.9 million of weed was sold. The market, since its beginning in November 2018, is now over $239 million. Here are a few news dabs from around the country. After years of hard work and lobbying, Louisiana finally has a medical marijuana program. Our New Orleans correspondent, Elizabeth Dameron, was on hand for opening day, but still had time to join us last week on a special In the Weeds with the Canna Mom, Joyce Gerber.
So it's been exciting. It's been a lot of tears, a lot of hurt tears, but to see the program open on Tuesday and to be there in my own state, right. You know, not that I was born there, but it's home now. I'm a now native. And, you know, so it's like to walk into this dispensary and see, wow, is that my prescription? You know, it's me? Really? Like, did I just drive up here in Louisiana and this actually happened? And I shed some tears, and it was really exciting to see
people changing the world.
Yeah.
Coming up this week on the Pro Cannabis Media website and the YouTube channel, we will have a special live edition of a new show called Weed Talk Live with Kurt Dalton and me in prime time from 8 to 10 p.m. California weed legend Steve D'Angelo will be joining us on the phone to talk about his 40-year journey of fighting for the cause out in the Golden State. And finally, the Princeton Review has come up with a list of the top 20 colleges and universities in the U.S. for cannabis consumption. The respected review asked 140,000 students at 385 schools this open-ended question: how widely is marijuana used at your school? There were 6 schools from New England in the top 20 and 3 in the top 4, and heading the list at number 1, the Catamounts from the University of Vermont. Wesleyan in Connecticut was 3rd, and the University of Rhode Island was 4th. It sure is a whole new world of weed out there. Or is it? Well, that'll do it for News Dabs for this week. I'm Jimmy Young reporting for ProCannabisMedia.com. We leave you with some cannabis-friendly events in the New England area over the next few weeks. News Dabs is a weekly production of the Pro Cannabis Media Group. It is supported by Alternative Compassion Services in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. ACS is a leading provider of medicinal cannabis at 693 Elm Street in Bridgewater.